What is up, RPG and Zelda fans? In this video, I'll be making a ranking of all the bosses and mini bosses from Zelda Majora's Mask. So this video, I will be moving around a couple of the bosses because I think that some of them are definitely better in the 3D, in the N64 version, and there's actually a couple bosses I think are better in the DS version. So not many, but a couple. So yep, I will be moving them around occasionally, but I think I'll just go with whatever's the best version, but I'll make sure to talk about them both. I will also need to add an F tier. I don't know why a lot of people just forget the F tier. Maybe people are being more positive than me, but you know what? Anyway, let's get into this video. I'm rambling enough as it is. So we're moving into, we got my good old boy Gekko and Snapper. I think this is the definition of like a mid C tier fight. It's not bad, but it's nothing too special. It's a gecko riding on a turtle. I think it's kind of goofy and fun. I like it better than some people. I like it worse than some people. I think it's a fun fight, but I do think that the next gecko fight is a little better. You know what? I'm just going to find, where is the next gecko fight? The Gekko and Mad Jelly. Is this the Gekko and Mad Jelly? Dude, can't even see. I think that I will move it if that's not Gekko and Mad Jelly, but I'm pretty sure that's Gekko and Mad Jelly. I like that one a little better, but overall, they're about the same for me. They're both just, you know, good old gecko fights. And yeah, I do like that they turn into the toads after you beat them or whatever for the side quests. But, you know, they're just kind of mid. Nothing too special. Nothing too bad. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. Okay, next we've got, I think this is the Gomess. Is that Gomess? Yeah, I think that's Gomess. Let me make sure. I'm going to look it up again. If you watch my Ocarina of Time video, you know that my eyesight sucks. So here we go. Gomess. Majora's Mask. Yeah, okay. I was right. I need to stop doubting myself. So this is Gomess. Gomess is definitely a great boss fight. Got that vampire vibe. Good mini boss. I'm going to give it... I'm going to give it like... top of B tier. I think that's a good... Yeah, I don't think it's quite A or S for me. So I'll give it top of B tier. Cool fight, vampire vibe, bats, you know, like all that stuff. And has a fun name, makes him sound like he's like a epic Mexican dude. So, you know, all that good stuff. So, yeah. All right, next we've got this funky looking thing, which is, oh my gosh, I can't tell. Is that Igos du Ikana? No, I don't think that is. Okay, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this guy. I'll figure out who that is later. My eyesight is failing me today. This is the fish thing. The fish guy. Okay, so this is one of the ones where I have a different opinion depending on the game. Gyorg, the gargantuan masked fish in 3DS version, is solid D tier. The swimming mechanics are just bad in this one. It's just hard to have fun. And he's like easier. He doesn't charge towards you as much. It's kind of clunky and kind of stupid. So I just think he's a big downgrade from the N64 version. But Gyorg in the original, I think, is definitely one of the best bosses. And I'm even going to argue, I'm going to say top A tier, not quite S tier, but top A tier for me. I love myself, the Gyorg. I just think it's a fun boss fight. He's definitely a bit more like brutal than a lot of boss fights. Like he will get in your face and he will start attacking you, which is nice. Nice change from some of the other fights where people, they're just kind of like, you know, in the middle of the room and they're kind of just like wandering around like some boring old thingy in the middle of a room. Like I think that this is definitely a bit of an upgrade. I think it's fun that you get to actually, yeah, I think it's a pretty fun boss fight. So yeah, just good boss fight. I need to stop saying the same thing. Okay, next we've got Captain Keeta, which you gotta get like chase around, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna be honest, that's cool. Range weapons, get past some barriers, kill some stalled children. Some good stuff in this fight. Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I like the chase. Some people really like it, some people really don't like it. And you know what? I'm kind of in between. I think he's a solid, like, mid B tier fight. I do like that you're chasing him around, but he's not quite my favorite boss. So, but still definitely a good boss. So yeah, I'll put it there. All right, I think this next thing is that Dinolfos. Again, time to look it up, make sure I'm not going crazy. but I'm like 90% positive. Yep, okay, that is the exact definition of Dinolfos. We've got the Dinolfos, which, like I said in my what's it called video, frick, Ocarina of Time video, it just kind of feels a little generic, but this one is definitely a little better. I'm gonna give it top of D tier. I know a lot of people probably like it better than that, but I just think it's a little too generic for me. But still, like leagues ahead of freaking Gyorg. I almost said Geot. Jeez, Gyorg in good old 3DS. Like he's still better than that, but not that good. All right, next we've got my man, the Garo Master, which is definitely one of my favorite fights in the game. Speeds around. This is my type of Zelda fight. Where some speedy dude running around, like flipping around. Like this is what I'm talking about. Fun fight all around. A tier for sure. Definitely a good evolution of the original Garo enemies. So yeah, this is just awesome. Gerudo Pirates is the same vibe for me. I think it's a little bit less engaging, but also a little cooler to be fighting Gerudo Pirates. I'm going to put it right here. I think they're about on par for me. I think they're both great fights. Both definitely my type of fight. But there's one more boss that is even better than those two and basically kind of has the same vibe where it's like a faster duel type of fight. And that is Igos du Ikana, and that is not the next one, but it is pretty much the next one, and that's going to go in the S tier. It's pretty much what I like in a Zelda boss fight, Zelda mini boss fight. I think it's a really good fight, just a great evolution of my type of Zelda dual boss fight. So yeah, that might be controversial, but you know what? Whatever. I like that opinion. All right, next we have this weird looking thing, and I'm trying to remember what it is, and I will skip it for now. All right. Sorry guys. Okay. And that thing, I'm trying to remember what that is. I'll get back to it later because I can't see. Okay, this is the King's Lackeys. The guys are goofy, and I'll give them low B tier. I think they're just kind of funny. Yeah, it's just funny. They play that music and they kind of dance and vibe to it, and that's just kind of good. I like that, but is it that special? Not necessarily, but it's kind of funny. So, I like that. All right, I'm going to skip these ones for now because I want to talk about them later. We even have Majora on here. Better. Okay. I might just be like losing it. But Wart. Okay, this thingamabobby is kind of stupid, but kind of good at the same time. I'm going to give it below Captain Keeta. It's kind of menacing. These blobs running around and then, not running, floating around, I guess. And then the eye starts charging at you. It's kind of creepy, but like kind of good at the same time. So cool stuff. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it, but definitely a good boss fight all around. I like it better than a lot of people. I'm sure there are people who like it better. So, yeah, it's a pretty good fight. Not my favorite in the game by any means, but definitely a good fight all around. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. That thing is Majora. It's hard to see when they don't have the freaking head. Okay. Well, that I'll say for that too. Okay. Wizzrobe is F tier. You fight this way too many times. It's a Wizzrobe. The rooms are really boring. It's just boring. I don't know why it's in the game. Like, it's just boring. Not as bad as like White Wolfos from Ocarina of Time, but it's pretty close. Like, and the design is like the worst Wizzrobe design in the series. Like, Zelda 1 has it beat by like it's that bad. All right, these next two things, I know there's Poe Sister, but it's one of these something different. Kind of confused. I don't know what this thing is. But these are the Poe Sisters. I'm going to give them high D tier because they are just a repeat. I know it's different than the Ocarina of Time battle, but I think it's a little bit too similar to have in the game right after and not have any crazy evolution of it. Like, it's fine when you go from like, I don't know, like 5 games apart and then you reuse a boss, but reusing the Poe Sisters, they just feel like they didn't really even need to be in the game. So I'm going to say D tier for that. I get why people would like it better, but yeah, I'm just putting. Okay, now we've got some of the more like dungeon bosses and stuff, and I don't know why I was forgetting their names, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I think this one is. I'm going to have to look at it again. Stalker. Is this Goht? Yes, it is Goht. I should have guessed. Okay, Goht is the Goht. Okay, that was. But in the, I think this one definitely is more of a B or C in the 3DS version. So they changed its attack pattern, and it just makes it a much slower, drawn-out boss fight instead of the epic chase that it is in the original. And I don't mean to be like negative toward the 3DS version. I think it's great. I definitely do think it does a couple things better, especially the graphics. But I just think that, yeah, this is one of those games, one of the few games where I feel like a remake is weaker. I mean, there's, I don't know, Resident Evil 3 and all that garbage. But you know what? I'm going to say that Goht is the Goht. I would say it's like a C or a B in the 3DS version, but definitely straight to the S in the original. It's just a lot more speedy in the original. You're speeding around as Goron, and awesome. It's a great end to a mediocre, let's just say, Snowhead Temple. So I think it's a pretty great. All right, next we've got Odolwa, Dole Whip, whatever you want to call it. Odolwa. I wonder if that's how you pronounce it. Odolwa. Okay, you know what? I'll shut up. This is another one that is significantly worse in the 3DS version, because in the original version, it's like a difficult fight. It's super memorable. It's cool. And I would say in that version, it is near the top of A tier. Like, I'm going like right here. Or no, not quite that far. Right here. Odolwa. But in the like 3DS version, I'm going like down here. Again, I mean, it's probably not. I'm just being dramatic. I'm sure it's really like, I don't know, like right here or something. But it's just so much more difficult and challenging and memorable in the N64 version. That's the one I'm going with. Near the bottom of A tier. It's a good boss, but not quite like masterpiece, like my favorite boss ever. But it's definitely up there. It is a great boss fight all around. Yep, definitely one of the best. This next thing, I can't see what it is because its head is literally missing. So I might have to put on my brain for a second. This is, and I'm still just trying to figure out what this is. I don't remember what this is. Comment down below. Because there's just the Poe Sisters. I was watching videos today to remind me of all the bosses and mini bosses in this game, and I didn't see this thing anywhere. So unless I'm going crazy and I'm just being an absolutely stupid head, I can't remember what's up with this dude. So I'm going to put him in F tier. He looks stupid, so I'll put him right there. Okay, anyway, this thingamabobby looks like a dungeon boss or something. So I'm trying to remember what it is. I'm going crazy. Let's see, Majora's Mask bosses. Feel free to roast me down in the comment section for my failure to recognize what some of these things look like, but it is just, I wish they would make these things a little bigger. Oh, wait, so that was the big Poe fight. Okay. Beneath the well. Oh, and this was the Iron Knuckle. That makes sense. Okay, sorry, y'all. Iron Knuckle is C. Big Poe, I do remember that now, actually. Yeah, I think I'll stick it there, though. It's super forgettable. Like, the fact I even forgot it. And this is Odolwa. That makes way more sense. Okay, Odolwa's there. Iron Knuckle's here. Okay, now I'm finally understanding myself. Okay, sorry about that failure to exist. But, so, everything I was saying, dragging around the Iron Knuckles, please forgive me. That was absolutely not Odolwa. Anyway, yeah, Iron Knuckles is very mid, though, you know. The Iron Knuckles that we know and love from every other Zelda game. So, yes, and then that was Odolwa. Okay, back to the end. Big Poe is just a big Poe. I think the Poe Sisters still has it beat. So, anyway. All right, back to me having a brain, perhaps. And yes, we are going back to it with the most wacky boss in the whole game. I'm going to say it is so different. Twinmold is bottom, I mean, probably not bottom of F tier, top of F tier, though, in the original, which is weird. Usually the original has it way better. But this one, you just use the giant mask, you hit it like 3 times, and it's dead. It's just stupid. But in the 3DS, they add another phase that makes it drop the giant's mask mid-boss fight, and it just makes it way more climactic. And I'm actually going to be bold to say it's an F tier in the N64 just because it's so easy. But it's also my favorite boss it's just so improved. Maybe that's just because I like the most. I was just actually genuinely surprised something got improved. But one of the bosses, at least. I don't know. I think Twinmold is just so cool. I like going giant. I like being a stupid Power Ranger thing. But I also like that we do the first phase with a little easier. I also do like, yeah, it uses the twin mechanic a lot better in the 3DS version. And it just is super cool. Just a great boss fight. Great ending to a great dungeon. So yeah, I'm going to put it in the top of S tier. I know that's crazy, but top of S tier in the 3DS and top of F tier in the N64. So yeah. And then we've got Majora's Mask, which is also the S tier. Not quite. I like Twinmold a little too much. That might just be a stupid opinion of mine. But I think this is a great boss fight. The Majora's Mask. He freaking moonwalks. It's like the weirdest boss fight ever, but it's definitely awesome. I would have liked just a fight against Skull Kid, though. Maybe that's just me, but just like a fight against him. But otherwise, I do think that, yeah, maybe if this had like one more phase, but otherwise, this is a great boss fight. Great final boss fight. 2 different phases to make one of the best boss fights in the game and in the series. So, thank you all for watching this video. Thanks for sticking with me while I was having a hard time figuring out which boss was what. But this is my ranking of the Majora's Mask bosses. Let me know down below what you think. Do you think I ranked Twinmold way too high? Do you think it's good? Do you think I underrated my good old man Big Poe? Or do you think that this is just literally dead on accurate? Maybe you think I'm an idiot, but you know what? I think this is a pretty good ranking. I think this is exactly what I would say is my ranking for the Majora's Mask bosses. So thank you all for watching this video, and have a fantastic day. Peace out, Zelda fans.
Thanks to my good man Chemo for being a patron. If you want tons of exclusive RPG content, join now as a patron today.